All right, guys, welcome to today's video. We have a nice video today. This was a birthday present I got for myself. Birthday's on the 14th, and then this came in on the 15th, the day after. Yeah, so this is going to be one of two models that are coming in with another rake of coaches. And y'all, when y'all see it. And y'all understand why I obtained one of these. Because on my list of trains that I want to get for the layout, there's only two more left. It's this train and the big boy. But the big boy, I'm not planning to get to the end of the year. Anyways, stop talking. So this model is well, it's upside down here. Union Pacific FEF-3 484. I didn't really have an interest in this model until I really looked into this model. And now I'm really happy that I got this model. Now, this model specifically is a brass model. I don't have a brass model. I mean, maybe if you want to count my New York Central, the one that steams, that one, I don't know if it's brass, but it's definitely metal. And I love that model. Now, this one doesn't steam sound. This one runs straight DC, so I switched my layout to DC almost. I got a rake of coaches. I'm also going to put some freight cars on there as well to spice it up a little bit. But, yeah, so it's already open. I wanted to take a look at it and make sure everything was in there because I bought this one online. So let's do it. Go ahead and open it. I didn't look at the tender. It was only this, just the engine. And so when I got this one was already pre-custom painted. It's a pre-custom painted model. It's already looking, like a workhorse. And I like that. It looks used as it should be looking used. It's 840 FEF-3, and it looks great. Like, the only thing I was going to do with it is make it DCC. And if anything, that's just adding it into the tender. So this can still be used as my work one. Now, the one that I got coming in after this, that's the one that's going to be my excursion one. I'm going to have a work one and an excursion one because this train did both. This one did pulled freight and it pulled passengers. But yeah, this one was from a seller on eBay I got. And I'm really grateful that they were able to do it. But this one was custom painted though. It is a little dirty in some spots, and we'll get to it. But I think it's just because this model has been sitting for a while. But it also looks good because, it's a work model. It looks like a work model. So taking a look at the tender real quick, it's nice. There's some rust spots on it. Now, I think those are weathered spots, but I'm going to take a closer look at it. But as in dirty, I mean, there's some oxidation on it in some spots. Some green oxidation that we're going to clean up. But other than this, is a nice, heavy, weighted model. Or especially the tender. I wish I had a scale. I don't have a scale with me. But the model is very, has a lot of weight to it. What is, I don't know what that is. But yeah, the model has a lot of weight to it, so I can't wait to see how much it can actually pull. Now, I'm not going to do a full pull test, put 40 coaches or 40 cars on the track, but, we are going to see what it can do, even if it's the bare minimum. But yeah, so this one's probably going to be my, it's actually a lot of, what's it called, coming off of it. They might have to scrub this one down, too, because I don't know if it's all detail. Some of it looks like detail, some of it doesn't. But, yeah. So, that's that. So, now looking at the front of this, bring this up a little bit. It looks nice. I can't really say. It looks nice. It looks like a used model. Like somebody else owned this, because that's really what it is. Some spots, this rod can be pegged in a little bit more. Same thing on the other side, because when I got it, the front was pulled off, so I popped it back on. Looks like the smoke deflector on the side right here is a little loose. Yeah, but other than that, there's a lot of green oxidation on it. That's what I believe it is. I don't think it's really corrosion. It's just that it just needs to be cleaned. I don't have the tools to clean it, so that's what I'll probably do. But I kind of want to see where it is out the box running, see if it's even it can run. And then I'm going to tell you what my plans were for this engine. But yeah, so we'll take it over the track, just get some DC power in it, just let it run. Because I don't know when the last time it's been run. It could have been a minute. It could have been from right before it got shipped to me to a couple years. It's a brass model, and brass models sometimes sit for a while. So yeah, we're going to put this on the track and see. All right, so I had my DCC controller plugged up. Didn't really work out because it was really whining, and I don't feel comfortable letting my engines run when it's whining like that. So now I have the engine on here with my DC controller, specifically DC. I know my DCC controller can run DC. It's just not worth hearing that whining. that the motor makes. So I am going to run it on DC power. Normally, I'm gonna get it for this. So we'll just let it go a couple laps around and get some shots, have it pulling the train, and then if I feel like it, I'll switch it to a freight train so y'all know what the idea of this engine's like, and then that'll probably pretty much be it for this video. Right, so let's start it up. Okay, of course. I did a test run and it works. Now, of course, when I'm actually ready to record, it doesn't want to turn on. There it goes. It's probably, what I think it is, it probably hasn't ran in a minute. Yeah, it's acting like it's hasn't ran in a hot minute. Like, come on. Like it hasn't had juice, and I have to go see. Well, all right, so we're back here on the work table. I tried to get it to run for a little bit, but it's just like some connection issues with all the oxidation on it. It's actually making it really hard for it to run. So what we're gonna do is probably just clean up what we can on the wheels. Like, I'm not really too focused on the insides right now for this video, but I'm gonna try to clean up what I can on the wheels, add some oil, add some gear, because that could also be what it is, and then we'll get to it. All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna go start somewhere on, yeah. Wherever we start is gonna be down here. Look at that. See, I just wanted to see if it would actually kick up before getting into it. Like, this was like a minor issue, but it looks like it's about to be a major one. Can't really run a train that can't get power. So, but it was like skidding along on some parts. Like some parts did run. Actually, hold up. Let me show my clips. See if it's going to. Yep, so I thought. Come on the wrong one. Yeah, like this one's not giving me anything. Come on, something, please. Yeah, because these are getting power. You can hear them. Oh, man, that's a lot. You can hear these like clicking and stuff. So these are getting power. It's not transferring them to the wheels. All right. Let's see. Do I have to clip it? Hope not. Yeah, it's still getting power. Yeah, it's not going through. All right, yep. So we might as well just take it apart, clean it, and put it back together. Super duper. All right, so we're actually, I really don't want to put it on its top. So we're gonna just have to hope nothing's gonna break off. Yeah, I just don't want to risk it. I need something like foam. Where is the? Here we go. This is the foam that was in the box that this came in. So hopefully this can keep everything okay. Let's look if some of these pieces even want to like loosen. Yeah, that one might have to go down a size. Let's see if this one will fit better. Yep. Yeah, that's nasty. I wonder what caused this to happen like this. Because this is actually so sad that this happened. It's on the bottom of all of it. I wonder if it was like a custom issue, like when they were making it, they didn't calculate for something. There we go. It's a long screw. So leave these two together. Clean those together. I did the whole front of the train. All right, and we might actually take this coupling off this one, but we'll see. Let's focus on the back now. All right, those two go together. Then, should we try to take the top off before getting into the gearbox? Yeah, not the gearbox, this part. It makes it a little bit easier, so if we do have to get in there deeper, we're not trying to do this part later. Okay, those two go together. That's ready to pop out. This one is not. That has something to do with this. Yep. Damn, he's a little bit small. That's a small hole. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I think that might be it. I don't think it's these smaller ones. I think the smaller ones handle just that detail right there. I hope it does. Yep, that one has a spring and this white, probably like a spacer on it. Come out now. I think it's like there's one. Oh man, I really hope it's not those two. I don't know where this part came from. I'm assuming it came from this thing. It's probably what it screwed into. Yeah, it is these small ones. These small ones hold this metal part into the frame over here on the end. So I really didn't need to take off the coupling. I just gotta remember when I put that that link back on between the tender that little nut comes from the underside. So I gotta put that on first. Loosen this one too. I wonder if we get in here, we're going to find the source of the problem. All right. Ooh, I don't think the motor is supposed to be that loose, but that's probably because I just unscrewed the motor. Probably what that big screw was, so we'll probably end up screwing that back on. Okay. Come on, buddy. All right, the front is coming loose, and then the motor does not want to pop out. There we go. Hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on. All right. Cool. So now that we know that the motor is fine, that means we can also clean it, which also means we can screw this back on. So we're going to move this to the side and put this motor screw back on. Because if the motor does not need to be loose, it's more later that we have to deal with. Screw this in a little bit. To make sure this is going right back on where it needs to be. There we go. Okay. Motor is secure. Now this part is what came from the tender. Now I wonder if this is like a directional kind of thing. So it looks like it is for the directional lighting. That's my assumption. Where the fuck did this come from? I'll worry about that a little bit later. Okay. Let's try to flip this like that. Kind of see what we're working with in there. So let's actually test the, oh. That looks a little, if we can get in there a little bit, yeah, it looks a little burnt. Right there on that side. The coils look a little crispy. Let's see if it'll even turn over. See if we can get anything out of the engine. All right, it's magnetic. Give me the connections. Ground, looks like it might be this one, and up here. Okay, it actually moved. All right, so let me actually hold it by this, see if anything comes out of it. All right, let's try something different. Let's put this right on the wire then. We can get this spark up. Ooh, might have to actually get some gloves because that one actually did spark me a little bit. Or I could just run it on its side. That would also work too. Kind of. Because it's not going to run because it's on the... Can't hold it there because the electricity is going to go through it. It's got like a clamp to hold it up. You know what? Give me some plastic. See how much it's either going to hurt or help my fingers. My gloves are in pretty far away. So just hold it just like this. Just to... Hands are actually slipping when I hold it with plastic. It's like it wants to run, but it's like... All right. So what I'm gonna do is give it a nice little cleaning. Let me take this one off too. I'm fucking done myself. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a cleaning because that's what I think it needs. Especially the wheels. This actually doesn't look that bad. I mean, part of it looks crispy, but it's still running though. I don't feel like taking this apart. It's also a brass engine. I gotta remember that. It's a brass engine, and I don't know too much. Like a River Rossi and stuff, I can handle, but this one, maybe not so much. All right, so we're going to actually, look at that. Look at all that in there. Like, it's dry. Could be why. Let's see if there's any like, and that's from scratching. It's not gonna focus. Scratching the bottom of it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is probably add some oil to it the best that we can. All right, let me actually take these off too as well. You should just be able to slide out. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna leave those in and just be extra careful. Because I do want to try to, get the little antennas out. So I'm gonna have to hold them up while I try to take this. Where's the, oh, that went to the wheels. That's also a connection that needs to be cleaned. I gotta shrink them. Okay, next smallest one is this one. And oh, this one still might be a little too big. All right, gotta go even smaller. All right, now I finally got this because this part needs to be clean. I have to grab a smaller screw. Look at that, that was stuck to it. Okay, this is definitely going to be This one's basically just a cleaning project. I wonder so since this one was like custom painted, I think the person, no, yeah, that one's not gonna come out easily. I think the one who custom painted it and then it sat. That's my guess. Yeah, come on. Yeah, this one does not want to. There we go. Yeah, they probably custom painted it and then it sat. And when it sat, that's when all this happened. A lot of moisture, a lot of parts not taken care of. Come on. Break in there. Oh, I hope they didn't paint over some of these screws. That's what it seems like. And that's why the hole on some of these screws are so small, because they were painted over. All right, I got this plate off. That's what it's looking like on the inside. So this is what it's looking like on the inside. Very not good. Very nasty, actually. I might have to find some alcohol. About to get that alcohol pad. So yeah, so I'm about to wipe this down the best that I can, because that is actually, like this, if I can wipe one down one at a time, because yeah, those bearings in there are dry. That is going to be an interesting thing, because these have to be cleaned. All of this does, man. Okay. So what we're gonna do is one by one clean these out. But I wonder if I have to undo that first, because what does that connect to? No, I don't have to do that. I just gotta find a way to pop the wheels out. All right, so that's what I'll do. I'll pop the wheels out and then we'll clean them. So I've decided I'm going to open this gearbox. I'm very wary about it. I got these tiny screws though, so I gotta be real careful with these ones. I don't want to say that, then pop them off. Yeah, that one doesn't want to come out, because this is connected to the gearbox. I'm not worried too much about this, because all of this looks good. It's just this down here looks horrible. I wonder if this should really sat in water, because that's what it's giving me. It got real dirty at one point. Oh, man. And that's the one thing I didn't want to happen. All right, so put those right here to the side. Take a look inside of there. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But I still do got to pop all these out and clean them up. Clean the insides too. So there are springs on these. Got to remember that. So I'm going to move the springs to the side as well. Where's my tweezers? Definitely help with that. So I ain't got to worry about losing them. And now we know where they go. Man, these are in there. What we're gonna do is probably just clean one at a time. Also to help not mess up the quartering and stuff like that. Okay. So I do have some alcohol wipes. So what I'm gonna do is probably alcohol it up and then alcohol it up. Like wipe it down with some alcohol and then put some oil in there, especially on these bearings and stuff. This is really really nasty. It probably hasn't been cleaned. You can't run something. Now thinking out loud, I know I said this is probably was just painted over, which makes sense because it is a painted model, but or it's custom when you say that. And with it being custom, they probably painted over some of the important contacts. Probably why it's so, connection is so bad. These wheels need to be cleaned as well. All right, where is my scraper? Hard thing about this, you gotta get around the whole wheel. I really need to get me a microfiber pin, but this does the job just as well. Takes a little bit longer, but it still gets the job done. My goal isn't to scratch off the paint, it's just to clean the connections. I also saw the state of it was right before. I could have got a smaller brush though. It's gonna serve its purpose though. Let me make sure it's actually doing its job. I should probably test it on the one that actually has the most. But I wonder if this was sitting in something like water. It's looking a little better. It's hard to tell because there's so much, but I think it is looking a little better. But yeah, I'm gonna go in and clean through all these wheels and then I'm gonna moisturize them. All right, so I cleaned it off and I've noticed the wheels, it might be here where I put the oil. This is like behind the bearings. I want to put not a lot, but a nice healthy amount because I need that to spin. Oh, springs. I forgot the springs. And of course, this thing is metal. And these just slide right on top of this. I really hope I don't lose any of these springs. So I do not have very many replacements. Ah, great. Bounced off. Okay. Now it's just to make sure these wheels get in there just like they were. All right, so really look like the issue is just trying to get these to line up and slide in there. And also make sure the wheels stay quartered as well, where they're both lined up on both sides. Come on, go down that way. So this looked like it was a tight fit. Now that I put oil on it, look, it just wants to roll freely. All right, guys, a little update. It's been a while. I've been working on this, trying to get these things back in, the bearings. But I did oil each one of them on the outside next to the wheel and on the inside. So the wheel should spin a little more freely. I oiled up the gear in there. Not oiled up, I put, what's it called? Gear lube on it because it's metal. Wanted to protect it. And then I brushed off this connection here. So I'm about to brush off this one on, whoops, no, not this one. This one on this side. Get this one cleaned before we put it back on. Going to put the seat back on. I was trying to figure out where this screw goes, but it actually just goes on, screws onto the wheel right there. So this should be, of course it popped off. Not surprised. I've been struggling with screws, and then I drop it. I'm just struggling with screws this whole time. So I'm gonna get this plate back on, and then we're actually gonna test it. All right, finally got all the base plate and stuff back on. We are going to try to power this bad boy up again. Now that there's oil and stuff in it, it should actually run a little bit cleaner than last time. I'm actually kind of excited for it because that took like 30 minutes. All that and no change, I'm really gonna feel some type of way. Get something like this plastic to protect myself. And let's test it. Look at that. Strand's running better than it just was. All bad boy needed was a little clean. But that's directly connected to the motor though. That's not connection like from the base like down here, like where the wheels would be. So I don't know if this is gonna work down here. Yeah, I was wishful thinking. Maybe it's just because the power doesn't come from here. Like the power comes from here or something. Or like if I put it on here and touch it to, I know I'm covering up the camera. Here, let me show you what I mean. Because this is coming from the tinder. If I touch it to like the base or something. There we go. Look at that. So it's because this is the one coming from the tinder, and this is the one touching the motor. Making great progress. Even though it's taking a minute, still making progress. All right. So next step is cleaning, is putting it back together. So I got all these parts over here in the corner, and I'm going to slowly put back together this engine the best way that I can remember how. Because this went like this, I think, or did this part go on top? I think this part went on top. Yeah. And this part went around here, and I dropped it. Part went around here. And this part went to close it over here. All right. Let me try to close it like, trying to do it with one hand so I don't. Yeah, so this is supposed to be. Trying to get it to not unscrew. It's gonna be difficult, I can already tell. I just like do it with my fingers and make it easier. But I might have to get a tool for it. I know y'all see like straight hand, but I promise I'm doing something back here. There we go. Now if I hold it and just screw this side, I should be okay. Yeah, there we go, because now it's not moving. All right. Slow and steady. Adjust the camera for y'all, so y'all aren't seeing straight hand the whole time. Oh man, this goes to that. Okay, so let's try that. Again, I had to unscrew it. So I wonder if this part goes on connected to the top under this, which I think it does. Yeah, I think this one actually goes. Hold up, did that wrong then. Yeah, I did that wrong. I think that was supposed to go. Man, okay, let's do it better. So I just take this top one off, like that, and that one fell out. That's not what I was trying to do. I think it is. Take this off like this, and then this part goes on it underneath. Then this part goes on top like that. Yeah. And then we can test it from here with the connection. If it works, then it works. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a difficult. Be the difficult part. And I gotta slowly screw that on. now if we test it, because this is the part coming from the tinder, and if this works, then we should be good. Turn to the side again so it doesn't damage anything, and this should be going to the engine. Okay, yeah, so it's not getting a connection for some reason. Okay, short circuiting. So maybe I forgot to put this plastic piece beneath it. Okay, I'll do it again. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just keep doing it until. All right, so I've been struggling to figure out how the hell this connection over here works between this after I took it off, because there was a plastic piece and there was no plastic piece. So now I kind of got it to where it's going to work-ish, maybe not. And now my alligator clips aren't turning on. Great. But yeah, it's like a 50-50. Maybe it's just because it needs something a little bit stronger, or it's because this isn't tied down tight enough. If that was the problem this whole time, that wasn't tightened down, because I didn't really ever tighten it because I know I had to re-loosen it immediately. But if that was the problem, because there's no solid connection, I'm going to be upset. I'm trying to figure out how this, because this is going to be loose regardless. But it's probably could have been that wasn't tightened. These don't turn on yet? Okay. Come on. There we go. So I want to put this on here. This up a little bit. It's weird. Like, I'll do it from here and it won't turn on. But if I clip it to here and then move this one, actually, I'll do it this way. Clip this one to here and then move this one and touch it here. Of course, once the camera starts rolling, it's not going to do anything. Anyways, I got it to work-ish. So, oh man. Back to the drawing board, because that's annoying. Like, it will work and then it won't work. But it's not supposed to be connected here. It's supposed to be connected with these two. And I'll move. And this is magnetic, so it doesn't make it that much easier either. So I don't know what it is. I think it's just that it keeps short circuiting, like something else is touching it. I'm not realizing it. But as soon as as soon as the camera turns on, nothing wants to work. But as soon as the camera turns off, it wants to run. All right, what if I get this plastic and hold it up? Zoom out for y'all real quick. Onto this. It's not seizing, so I really don't know what the issue is. Oh, why this thing's being iffy. You know what? I want to try something. Where is the tinder? Let's hook the tinder up. Just lay it in and put it on its side. It's connected there. And the thing turned off. Great. So let's hook it up to one of these bearings, like on one of these wheels. And then see, because this is where the power comes from. This one, it has to be this one. It's the only one made full metal. But this one doesn't have any like connection, so I wonder why it feels like it needs the tinder. Need this one to turn back on. So that should be doing all of that. So all this one has to do is just, oh, motor returned. It's getting power because the light's turning on. So it's working. It's getting power. It's just that it's not. It's not like rolling anyway. I'm so tempted to put this on the track and see what happens. All right, so this is what I figured out, guys. I wired this one that we've been working on, not wired, but I connected it directly to the tinder. And look what happens when I power. I gotta put my finger right here in the front so it doesn't take off. But look how smooth it runs. Like, nonstop. It keeps going. A little curious. Yeah, it keeps going, and And that's wired directly to this. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this connection between there that's messing it up. I don't know what she's doing. That's messing it up. Let me stop before it grinds my track down. I don't know what's wrong with that connection, but like the motor, everything's fine. Everything here is fine. From there to here to the track, it's fine. It's going to run. It's just I don't know why right here, specifically when I connect the tender, it doesn't want to run. So that's what I'm about to work on now. That's literally where we're at. But this video is kind of dragging on, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. But there will be a part 2 to this video because it's going to drive me crazy. And yes, there's a train behind you that I wanted to pull. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I will see you in part 2 of this. Now, I know I say part 2, but this isn't going to be a part 2 like a, hey... like the Union Pacific video part 2 that hasn't happened. That one's still being worked on because I keep getting distracted with other trains. But this is going to be a part 2 that's going to happen because I'm literally about to keep working on it right now. But this one's getting pretty long, so... Oh, shit. This one's getting pretty long, so... Yeah.